Hello again, parents. We are going to be looking at pages 8 and 9 in the Guitar for the Small Fry book. Page 8 just deals with the notes E and B. Just as a reminder, the note E is on the first string, one furthest away from you, and the note B would be on the second string, the one right above it. The first song is Picking and Singing, and that's at the top of page 8. The first line, each measure, or the first three measures, are E, E, B, B. You can tell because the note E is that higher note on the staff, and the note B is that lower note on the middle line. The last measure of that first line, and a line of music is just what we call, from the left side of the page to the right side of the page, all those measures. So that's a line of music. Then you go down to the next line of music. On the first line, and they even have the number 1 and the number 2 next to them, so that you know the first line, second line. The end of the first line, we do have a whole note on E. Just to remember, a whole note is when you play the note E and you let it ring for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second line switches around a lot. The first measure is E, E, B, B, just like we did in the first line. The next measure is E, B, E, B. So you're going back and forth. E, B, E, B. The third measure, 3 E's and then a B. E, 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 B. Then the last measure is another whole note on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is definitely one of those songs that you may need to follow along in the music with your child. When you're switching back and forth, it's going to be a lot of looking down at the guitar like this, and then looking back up at their music and forgetting where they are. Eventually, they'll be able to just switch strings without looking, but until then, it is really helpful. Just take a pencil, follow along note by note. All right, I am going to play Picking and Singing. 2, ready, go. And that's the whole song. The next song, Stop and Go, introduces the quarter rest. The quarter rest is if you have a string that's ringing, you just put your hand over the string to make it stop. A rest is a count of silence. On most instruments, it means just don't play on that. Unfortunately, on guitar, you do have to stop the string so it doesn't make any noise. One big thing to look out for is a lot of kids will start hitting the guitar like that. You don't want that. You just want to put your hand down enough to make the string stop sounding. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just play Stop and Go all the way through. And that's the whole song. I didn't say this before. You can also see the quarter rest at the very top of the page. It looks a little bit like a squiggly line. So whenever you see that in the music, just stop the string. Okay, over onto page 9, the note G. We talked a little bit about this on the emails, but G is a very easy note to get confused with B. They're both line notes and they're both right next to each other. Helpful to remember, the note G, the stem or the line going off the note goes up, whereas on a B, the note would be going down. It's also G is on the second line, B is on the third or middle line of the staff. The song playing open G is just the note G. 1, 2, 3, 4. They do have a few quarter rests in there, but I'm going to go ahead and just jump down to the 3-note song. This is a very big song for your child because this is the first song where we have a lot of different notes. It's kind of the first big song that we look at. So a 3-string song starts off with a full measure on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second measure is just a full measure of the note B. So that would be 4 Bs. 1, 2, 3, 4. The third measure is again the note E, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a whole note on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, down to the second line. Again, it's just a full measure of the note E. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure, the note B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we finally get to our new note G. That's going to be the third string, the next one up. G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now probably the trickiest measure of the whole song is the final measure. It goes G, B, E, rest. So that's the third string, G, second string, B, and the first string, E, followed by a rest. I hope that was all helpful. Feel free to email me back, call me back with any questions. Thank you so much.